Welcome to the SpaBerry Shopping Network, right here on SpaBerry TV. My name is Jeff Knight. I am the founder and inventor of SpaBerry. Now, many of you might be watching this infomercial for the very first time. In fact, we know that there's hundreds of thousands of people calling in all the time when they watch this infomercial. You know what? You're probably one of the many people who's watching this infomercial because you're thinking of buying a hot tub. You've been thinking about one for a long time, but you know what? You haven't made that decision. And we know most people who are buying a hot tub today want something that's going to take care of whether you've got chronic pain, fibromyalgia, arthritis, you got aches and pains, you're working at a computer, you got sore necks, sore shoulders, you get migraines from that, you go home and you go, my God, wouldn't it be just absolutely wonderful to be soaking in hot water? But you've never made that decision. And you know what? We knew a long time ago that there's a reason why people don't buy a spa. You know how we found out the reasons? We asked people just like you. We asked them, how come you haven't bought a spa? We go show to show to show, and people come up to us and they say, I haven't bought one. I've been looking for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I haven't made a decision. And when we ask, it's all the same thing. You know what they are? Here's the reasons. They're too big. They're too expensive. They're too hard to install. They cost too much to run. They take too many chemicals. When I moved, I lost my investment. That's until now. That's why we invented SpaBerry, the home personal luxury spa for you and your family to use. It's portable, it's easier to maintain, it's easier to install, it's easier to move. Quite frankly, it's half the money. Why would you spend tens of thousands of dollars on a big spa when truly only 1 or 2 people are going to use it? Now, you know what we're going to do right now? We're just going to take a closer look at SpaBerry. The very first thing you're going to notice about SpaBerry is we look different than any other hot tub on the market. The very first thing you're going to notice is that this is a unibody construction. In other words, one solid piece of seamless acrylic. Now, we know for years we've been cutting off the spa shell here and throwing all of this away. And you know what? Quite frankly, when we were talking to our customers and saying, if we're going to build a 2-person personal luxury spa for you, what do you want the exterior to look like? People were tired of the wood because it's too much maintenance. They didn't want vinyl because it wears out. They didn't want fake wood, fake rock, because guess what? It looks like fake wood and fake rock. Then we started talking to people and they said, we want something that's stronger, that's going to last, because I moved my spa from my cottage to my home. It had to be durable. Well, when we considered all of that, we went, wait a minute. The shell material is the strongest part of the entire hot tub. Why? Because it carries all the weight of the water, the weight of the people that are in it. And for years, we're cutting it off here and throwing away all that strength. Well, that ends today. We've built the strongest hot tub on the market. In fact, these 4 spas that are in our show booth right now are on their 83rd trade show. I couldn't move a wood spa 3 times, never mind 83 times, the thing would fall apart. So quite frankly, this is the strongest spa on the market. Then on top of that, it's beautiful. There's low maintenance. Take a garden hose and spray it off. No waxing, no polishing, no sanding of wood. You know what? When you buy a SpaBerry, it's important to know that this is going to be durable for as long as you own it. In fact, we test this shell to minus 72 below Celsius. That's minus 97.5. Nobody in the industry does that. That's why SpaBerry is the most durable little hot tub on the market today. That's why it's the personal luxury spa of the market, and it's the new home appliance of the 21st century. The next thing we had to consider for SpaBerry, for the average customer who's going out there and buying one, is after our surveys were complete, we found out that over 90% of the people, when they've owned a big hot tub before, only have 1 or 2 people in it at a given time. Normally, you're buying a big spa that's a big box full of jets with 8 or 9 seats in it, which means if you've got 8 people in a spa, that's 8 bodies, 16 arms, 16 legs, and you're all in there like a can of sardines. That doesn't happen with SpaBerry. We give you more personal room in a SpaBerry than any other spa manufacturer. And we've made it easier to get into. Normally on a big spa, they're this high, you've got to have a big set of steps, they take up more room on your deck, and guess what? You're stumbling all over everything else. In a SpaBerry, look at this. You simply sit on the edge, it's 29 inches tall, you flip a leg over, and you're in the spa. It's that simple, that easy. When you see me get down into it, this is a deep sea. This is full body immersion. That means we get the whole body immersed in hot water, which means you're just going to absolutely love this experience, right? Tilt your head back, relax, and look at the interior room. I'm not tucked in some little jetted bathtub, guys, with the water here. This comes right up over the shoulders. I've got my shoulders, my arms, my legs, my back, my sore aching feet, my sore aching hands. This is what a SpaBerry is all about. We have a little saying, size matters, right? And you know what that means? This spa can fit almost anywhere, whether it's indoors, outdoors, upstairs, downstairs. This is what a SpaBerry is all about. And we've got 2 levels of seating. Right now, I'm sitting in the deeper seat. I'm going to take a moment and just get up and show you people. Check this out. Now I'm up a little out of the water. We did this because not everybody in the family is the same height. There's always one taller, always one shorter. We've accommodated for that. We want to talk to you today a little bit also about, I know many of you watching the infomercial today have had a big spa. And all of you who are watching, and those of you who are watching for the very first time and have never owned a big spa, we're going to tell you about spa covers today. Everybody who's owned a big one knows that when you've got an 8-foot spa, it's a split cover, which means it's 2 pieces. You know why we give you a 2-piece cover on a big spa? Because quite frankly, we know that you're going to be the only one in it, and you're only going to use half the spa, right? So you're going to flip it over half. The worst thing about a cover that flips in half is the seams wear out because you're constantly opening and closing the spa cover. Now, when you're wearing out that cover, what happens is the seam wears out, and on the underside, the seams open up, which means moisture comes off the top of the spa and starts migrating into the cover core. Now your cover starts taking on a lot of moisture, right? And it gets heavy. Well, when you've got wet insulation, you have no insulation, right? Your energy bill's going up and money's just floating out of your pockets. That's what's happening. We know that because customers said, we need a better cover. We need one that doesn't wear out as quick. So we said, well, why don't we make this a 1-piece cover? No seam to fall apart on us, and where the seam met in the front was the worst part. In the middle of winter, it gets cooler outside, you'll see steam pouring out of your spa. I want you to imagine, it's cold outside, and you left your door open a ½ an inch. We all know what happens, right? Within 20 minutes, we're going, why is the house cold? The furnace kicked on. Your energy bill's going up. And you know what you do? You find out where that door is or the window was left open and you shut it immediately. I want you to think about that. A spa cover on every big spa manufactured has an air gap here of about 1/4 to ½ an inch. And that's outside 365 days a year. And in the winter, you're losing heat, you're losing moisture, and your energy bill's going up and the money's pouring out of your wallet. So with SpaBerry, we invented what's called the Berry Seal cover. This is a vacuum seal cover. Why it's so good is because there is no air gap. So when you go to pull up on this, it's a vacuum seal. It seals all your moisture in, keeps your heat in, and more importantly, keeps your money in your wallet. When you buy a spa, you've got to have a Berry Seal cover, and that's why you're watching this infomercial, guys. These are the important things you need to know before you buy a spa that nobody tells you. We're here to tell you that this is just another reason why SpaBerry just makes sense, and it's a spa that you need to buy. You know, I got to tell you something. We really thank all of our customers because our customers are the ones that tell us a great idea, right? And they'll tell us those ideas and we go, you know what? That sounds pretty cool. Maybe we can put it into a SpaBerry. Now, when we first invented SpaBerry, way back in 2008, we came up with a product that we thought was cool for your feet. It was called Berrysage. And basically what Berrysage is raised nodules on the floor of the spa, right down in there. And what people would do is they would get in the spa and rub their feet there, and it's a tactile therapy, right? So it takes the pressure off your feet, and people absolutely loved it. Then I sold a SpaBerry to a truck driver, and he said to me, he says, for God's sakes, Jeff, it feels great on the feet, but why aren't you putting it in the back? He says to me, he says, I've got that beaded seat back in my truck, right? And I went, wow, that's a great idea. So we incorporated that. So now on my SpaBerry 3.0, I've got them on the back as well as the feet, right? So you got 1,500 individual massage nodules in my SpaBerry 3.0. When you bump up to a SpaBerry 4.0, there's 4,000 of them. The one we're featuring here right now is our latest creation, the SpaBerry 5.0. And there are in excess of 10,000 individual berry massage nodules. When your body leans back against these beads, the pressure points take the tension out of the body, and the pressure points increase blood flow, which means oxygen and nutrients to the troubled areas of the body. And you know what? This is the only spa in the world that has berry massage nodules, because we're the inventors of it, we're the creators of it, but we had great customer input from people just like you. That's just another reason why SpaBerry is a great investment for you, your health, and your well-being. You know what? We've talked to so many people who've owned a big hot tub before, and one of the questions we always ask is, what did you love about your big tub? Well, that list is about this long. And then we ask them, what didn't you like about the hot tub? And the list is about this long, right? And one of the biggest things they said is, you know what? I loved all the things about the hot water and sitting and soaking and everything else that got the aches and pains taken care of, but what I didn't like was all the maintenance, right? And people even talked to us about the service. They said, nothing broke during the warranty period. Heck, it never does. It always breaks outside of the warranty. And then when they had to hire somebody, it was $150 an hour. It's a lot of money. Now think about this. The service tech comes out, you know what he does? He has to drain the spa first, then he has to bring the parts out, right? So what he has to do is take one part out, then another part out. Maybe it's 3 or 4 parts before he gets to the one that he thinks is the problem. And then he has to put all the new parts back in, right, into the spa, and then guess what he does? He has to refill it and test it. He's doing all of this at $150 an hour. I think it's insane. So we had a customer of ours said, hey, there's got to be a better way, because he used to work on his own spa. So here's the first thing he said to us. He said, never mind, I don't want to have to get a screw gun or a screwdriver to get at my equipment. So he said, why don't you just simply put on hand bolts? So what we did, there's 5 of them for this display, and right now showing you on our infomercial. We're going to have 1, but it's a hand bolt, simple and easy, right? Take the door off and you can see inside the equipment compartment. Very first thing the same customer said was, why don't you make this a clear hose? That's our drain hose. Simple and easy, right? You're only draining your spa every 6 months. And I said, why a clear hose? And he says, well, everybody's got that dark black hose or a white hose, and you can't see the water coming on. And I go, well, what's important about that? He says, I'm a snowbird, and when I winterize my spa, you know what I do? I put in some RV antifreeze. Well, when I go to refill it, I want to know when that RV antifreeze is gone so I can stop and refill the spa. It just made sense. So that was a customer innovation. Next big thing on innovation was the customers normally, remember I was talking about a big spa, you got to drain the spa, then you take the heater out, then you take the equipment pack out, then maybe it's your pump that's the issue, and you're down here crawling on your hands and knees trying to get at all of this equipment. And that's why at $150 an hour, it takes a lot of time. When you're taking out one part, you're crawling on your hands and knees as a service tech. This customer said to us, you know what? He worked on his own spa, and he says, I got a great idea for you. Why don't you make the equipment compartment retractable? And you know what? It was like a light bulb went off. And we said, you know what? That can't be that hard. So we installed isolation valves to be able to push two isolation valves down that isolates the water in the plumbing and the spa from your equipment. We call this Berry Glide. We installed 2 retractable drawer guides here, so the entire equipment now comes out 2 feet in front of your spa. What's cool about that is once it's here, there's only 3 parts in the whole SpaBerry, and everything's plug and play. As a homeowner, you're in and out in 20 to 30 minutes. You don't even need to call a service tech. We make it that simple because we send you a PDF, picture by picture by picture, step by step, how to do it. On top of that, we send you a video on how to do it. On top of that, you can be on the phone with one of our factory service techs, right? Pop in, pop out. Once you put the new part in, you slide it back into place, attach your unions, open up your valves, you're back in business. And guess what? You didn't have to pay $150 an hour. Why this is so important? People take these everywhere because it's portable. This is a portable spa, right? You take it out to the cottage or cabin for the summer, bring it back for the winter. Well, guess what? If you're 300 miles away, 300 kilometers away from some service tech, because guess what? They're not out at your cottage or cabin, and you don't want to pay the travel time to come out. That's why we've made this so simple for anybody to take apart in and out. You know why? It just makes sense. Many of you are probably wondering, what's it going to take to install a SpaBerry? We get this question all the time, and many of our customers got upset because they had a big spa before, and you know what they did? They bought the big spa and they forgot, oh my God, I've got to hook up the 220. That can cost you thousands of dollars. So at SpaBerry, what we did was we made a 110 15 amp dedicated circuit, but it is convertible to 220. It is your option. But we've made it so easy. SpaBerry comes in a gift wrap box. You take it out of the box, you set it down on your deck or pad, any flat level surface, and simply plug it in. This is a standard 15 amp plug-in. You'll notice that there's a set and reset button on the top of the GFCI. That's your ground fault circuit interrupter. On here, we've got a cinch nut. You undo that and you simply pull out your cord. This will come out 9 feet. That way, if you're 4 feet away, you're only pulling out 4 feet of cord. You're 6 feet away, you're only pulling out 6 feet of cord. You don't have a bunch of cord sitting there wrapped up on your deck. Now, the one thing about a 110 spa, there's a maximum amount of gallons of water you should hook up a 110 spa on, and that's about 175 gallons. Anything above that, a 110 system is not going to keep your water hot. You need to be under 175 gallons. At SpaBerry, we know that. That's why this is only 125 gallons. That way we can ensure that your spotter is hot and ready when you're ready to use your spa. When you go to some of these big spa guys out there, they've got 400-gallon hot tubs and they're saying, oh yeah, you can plug this in 110. You cannot. The only way you can do this and get the energy efficiency is with a SpaBerry. 110 15 amp plug-in. It's convenient. Nice thing about that, say you got a cottage. You want to take it out to the cottage. Well, you don't have 220 volt out at the cottage, but you got 110. You can do it. You want to take it camping, want to hook it up to a generator, plug it into the 110. You're ready to go. SpaBerry, anywhere, anytime, any weather.